Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to day 3 of the GGBet Chicago Invitational. It's time to conclude Group A. We've seen it 2 days ago. We've seen a couple of best of ones and one best of 3. The 2 best of ones that went on didn't go so well for both the teams that will be up first, Avangar and GamerLegion, but they'll be competing against each other to try and play against Optic.
Yeah, I guess they fell with about the same numbers.
Yeah, 16-13, 16-12. So.
Exactly,
yeah.
and they both lost to Danish teams. There's a lot of similarities.
Both on
here.
Mirage as well.
Exactly. So there's a lot of things, I guess, putting them in the same spot. Obviously, we didn't exactly know what to I guess, expect out of Avangar because they, about an hour, 30 minutes before, announced that they've brought in Edrin into the team. So there's obviously going to be a little bit of an issue there, trying to get him integrated into the lineup, seeing how he's going to work with the 4 others. So now we have, I guess, a couple of extra days to see if they've ironed some issues out, but. Yeah. No, it should still be a pretty cool best of 3. You don't really see GamerLegion play versus Avangar too often.
No, you don't. And there's a couple of sort of new looks in this team. I think obviously Avangar brought in the experienced player of Adren. Yeah. In place of Fitch. So obviously he's a player that's going to probably elevate their individual level and also just bring more experience to the team.
You'd hope so. And here we see the Group A bracket. How that played out initially was Optic beating GamerLegion 16-13 on Mirage. Then Heroic followed that up with a 16-12 victory themselves. And we had a really initially close best of 3 between Optic and Heroic to start us off, and then Heroic just pulled away on that third map, which was Mirage. In big way, thanks to Blame F, who was just having a crazy day of Counter-Strike. So Heroic goes straight to the semifinals. Optic find themselves waiting in a decider match, which is going to be later today. Excuse me, later today. Yeah. And obviously the team that wins this best of 3 right here is going to get the chance to play Optic once more. So GamerLegion probably has some extra play in it in that sense. They would get their revenge. Yeah. We'll see how that pans out though. Vito comes in. Train and Nuke being taken out by the respective sides. Overpass and Dust 2 are going to be the map picks. And that leaves us with at least Vertigo left in the pool, Inferno, and we'll see. Well, Inferno's being taken out. I'm assuming Vertigo's going to go out as well from Avangar's side, and we'll end up on Mirage.
Especially since you're sort of a newer team, you've got a new element. Vertigo can sometimes be a complicated map to try and play.
It's also... there seems to be a bit of a curse around it. Like, when you play it, you will lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, once you get up to the higher levels, at least I think every team that picked it during Pro League lost on Vertigo.
No, that's a very scary sort of stat to look at, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that comes with the map being fairly new, right? Yeah. And nobody really having figured it out to a proper way. And because just it's seemingly very one-sided right now when it comes to favoring T side. So, you can play really well on your T side, but it doesn't really require as much effort. So even though you might be more polished and you might be, I guess, technically better on it, it's not going to necessarily net you more rounds if the CT side win their pistol. And it's like, well, the most you can get is 12 rounds.
So, yeah, exactly. So if they're sort of practicing it very hard. They think we're a great team, but they have nothing really to compare it to just yet because no one's a good Vertigo team just yet. Yeah. And so you kind of got
everybody
that problem.
Just plays Vertigo.
Yeah, they're like, okay, I'm going to make Vertigo my map, and we're going to be the best on it, but they end up just getting destroyed. I think Tyloo tried to do that, right, with FaZe.
With FaZe, yeah, they brought it through, and I mean, they, I guess, started grabbing a couple of rounds once they got into the second half, stringing them together. But yeah, I don't think anyone has quite figured it out. And I also think the map, with the way it's set up, you don't really fight for map control anymore. It doesn't really give you that much variance in terms of how you can necessarily play it, right? You don't see a lot of teams with very different play styles on Vertigo.
It's super stale, I have to say. Like, you get very boring. You see the same round over and over again.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to play because it feels very fast-paced in that sense. Or just, it's a smaller map, but to watch it, it becomes a little bit like watching paint dry. I have to say.
It's like, oh, look, they're taking ramp again.
I wonder if they're going A.
Yeah, I've seen some Sponge sort of trying to figure out ways to try and to fix the map or try and improve it.
I think one thing would be just moving. Like, you have to add on, I guess, a bit of a porch or something towards T-spawn and just have everyone moved a little bit back because they get to places just too early where there's no realistic opportunity for CTs to really do much of anything.
Yeah, but perhaps just speed bumps. There's like to go up and down a little bit. But Vertigo is definitely not a map that you really want to be seeing as a spectator, but luckily it's not going to be here. In fact, the third map is Mirage, but we'll touch on the 2 maps that actually will be played first.
Yeah, I mean, Overpass and Dust 2, we've seen, Avangar have played Overpass at times, and they have had upset wins, but they're not an Overpass team.
Yeah, I think Jame is really a big factor of that, right? They tried to show that they were a very dominant team on Overpass, and I think it was just, you know, Jame just getting some great individual performances led to them winning on it. Again, like you said, I don't think they're a great Overpass team.
No, then again, we did see a team that don't, I guess, necessarily view themselves as a great Overpass team yesterday come up with a bit of an upset. Force just utterly smashed Hellraisers on a map that they don't necessarily play all that much. So obviously that's still up in the air. We've also seen GamerLegion having, I guess, poor decision making and just not very well thought out rounds at times, which is somewhat surprising coming from a team that Existence is leading. But yeah, they're not infallible either. And then we have Dust 2, which would be Avangar's map. And I think that's obviously right up the wheelhouse for a team like Avangar. They seem to be pretty damn strong on that map.
Yeah, that map is played a lot in the CIS region, so they're very familiar with it against some of the best CIS teams. So obviously they've got a lot of practice on that map. But GamerLegion, a problem I sort of seen with them on their first sort of showing here at the Chicago Invitational was that they relied a little bit too much on the individuals. I think obviously a lot of their runs were won off the back of like Scream in the 1v2 ace clutch and other things like that. You know, you have to rely a lot on the individuals.
Yeah, I mean they were looking pretty solid on the CT side in terms of being able to, I guess, play together there. But once you got over to the T side, it seemed like they had one idea in mind. When that failed, all of a sudden things became really, really tough. We saw Optic more or less hard countering them on Mirage by using that 3-man setup towards A, Refresh playing close up by the ramp to just drop a smoke as soon as the execute comes in. And then GamerLegion has a choice of either running through it, getting demolished, or just sitting out and waiting until every smoke is obviously disappeared. And, you know, A sides becomes a lot harder to take over in that fashion. So hopefully they've worked a little bit on their T side. It's a little bit more refined once we get into it here. But they're going to start on the CT side of Overpass. And this is their map pick as well. So
yeah, this should be the one they feel more comfortable on. We'll see if that is the case, though. Starting on the CT side, the side that is more preferable. And something I love about Overpass, and we've seen it a lot so far in the Chicago Invitational, is the proactiveness that allows on the CT side. So hopefully we get to see some more of that. The individuals open up on the GamerLegion side because they're definitely not short of those.
It is definitely true. Nok is going to get aggressive over here towards Long, and he is kind of the first, I guess, warning lamp for GamerLegion towards his A-bomb side. Outside of that, it's just Existence roaming around towards the stairs, but Nok is getting quite a bit of ground. He might actually spot out some people. Yeah, there you go. It's a kill and a lot of information gained. Kicker goes down.
Well, man advantage there for the CT side. GamerLegion look to try and hold on to it as they start to come on in. It'll be Jim just off towards middle. HS over the top of the truck, not able to pick up the headshot on the Buster. Great headshot from HS. He's going to look for another one, and there it is. HS trying to step up early here, and it's all on Jim, and this has not gone too well for Avangar.
Yeah, living up to his name right there. Nothing but headshots. His Hampers will go down, but you take that pistol any day of the week if you're GamerLegion. Nok just getting so much done there, and you can see the mass rotation from GamerLegion as well. Gets the first pick, goes back to long spots at another, and all of a sudden you have 5 GamerLegion players on that A-bomb site before Avangar really made it to the steps. All right, updated odds from GD.bet.
Definitely close.
Definitely close. GamerLegion not favorite as of right now, sitting at 2 straight in odds, 1.74 in favor of Avangar picking up the first map. And I'd have to say that I would lean towards GamerLegion for Overpass. Oh. Nok gets a bit of a nasty surprise. Luckily for him, though, just Glocks coming out from Avangar.
If it was a couple of months ago or a couple of even weeks ago, I probably would have predicted Avangar to win it, but they just haven't really been at that same level. I feel like they've definitely dropped off a little bit.
Yep.
We started seeing them perform really well at DreamHack Open, and the most recent one, they finished 5th to 6th, so not great stuff.
They went from winning Rio to, well, kind of just falling apart.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see if there's a change in form coming in. I can hear some typing. I think that might be Hampus. Just going nice shot to Sanji. He has been taken out, but equal numbers normally favoring the T side. It's not necessarily going to be the case when you don't have too much weaponry to work off. They've picked up an MP9 on Adren, but he's got 32 HP and no armor. That makes life a little bit tougher. Actually, I like that idea as well. I mean, not only does Adren have low HP, but Jame, if he can just haphazardly get a kill with the MP9 here, that's obviously going to set him that much closer to the op, and that's going to be a pretty significant win factor, I think, for Avangar if they want to have a good time on Overpass. Adas is about to have some action headed towards him. Attacks a Buster a little bit and then falls back.
Well, HS is just still holding the angle. Knows he has the better weapon, so he can just hide behind the pillar. Goes for the spray, and that's a bit of a whiff. Not able to pick it up. So the Glock from Adren comes in for a kill, and Scream's just going to wrap her on the side of the bomb side. Bomb plant comes in. That's job done for Avangar. They'll be pretty happy with that. And luckily, the rest of GamerLegion get it done. But, you know, 2 kills, bomb plant, Avangar not going to be complaining.
No, you take that. I'm actually surprised that Scream decided to just sit in the smoke instead of getting into a position where he could help HS. A little bit weird. There you go. They won the round nonetheless. And that should spur a purchase in from Avangar. As you can see, they got the AWP in the hands of James. He's got solid amounts of utility too. So this is where the real challenge starts.
Well, we all like to play a game of just seeing how many times Jim can save. So
yeah, I think Overpass is pretty good map for that, especially.
Yeah, it's probably why they don't want to play Vertigo as well, right? It's just nowhere
to save. The nowhere is safe, yeah. Existence getting real aggro here over towards Fountain. I think he's gotten away unnoticed as well.
Well, Jim is rather close by here with the AWP. Flashbang is going to go for the top and he'll fall away.
Not the most brave move, but doesn't want to risk it. Existence is actually going to push the advantage here on this one. He seems to have an inkling. You might have actually heard them rotating back, which is a pretty big thing. You can see the rotation from GamerLegion as well. They already have the 4 other players over towards B. This could get nasty.
Well, HS looking to just hold on as multiple players from Avangar coming on in, but it's the flank from Existence. It comes in at the perfect time. 2 kills. HS gets one as well, and oh wow, Existence is going huge on them. No chance for Avangar, and that's a great start for GamerLegion. Not exactly known for his individual level, but Existence, he seems confident here.
Yeah, actually, that's a bit of a fun anomaly. Obviously, this goes a little bit back. I haven't kept up on how the individual stats of Existence were since he joined GamerLegion necessarily, but back in... well, I want to say back in the day, but it's not that too long ago, really. Existence had a pretty significant change just in performance, like what kind of output he would get on Overpass specifically. It was by far his best map in terms of rating and everything. So while he would have rather lackluster performances on, well, any other that map they would play, he would look like a budding star pretty much on Overpass, which is interesting. So I guess the layout just kind of works for him. It's a good start, though. And if you can get that for GamerLegion as well, they don't necessarily base their game plans off of Existence having a massive impact in the fragging department as well. So
I think that could probably come from just being a very smart player as well. Like you'll get rewarded so much just being able to have smart aggression. You have so much info, you can play off it well.
You can see there, right? Like using the sound cues perfectly to get behind the entirety of the Avangar team. Now right into a double up setup as well. Nox going to find the first one onto Sanji. We saw him having some pretty good rounds on Mirage yesterday. Now Avangar. Not really too much to work with on there, and they have a smoke on Buster. And, well, that is all they have.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
It's got to be the best smoke ever.
Yeah, and then you have the hero AK on Adren. Let's see what comes of it, though.
He's got to be the hero that Avangar needs.
Well, let's see if he's the hero they deserve. Molotov comes out for short. Ooh, doesn't actually block the entire...
that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spread across, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kiekert actually
takes
a significant amount of damage. He seemed surprised by that.
Well, Avangar just being picked apart. EHS will pick up Adren, so that's the AK gone. Back into the hands of Jim, though, to try and play with it. But he's only 12 HP, and Buster's been finished off. All on Jim. AK-47 in hand, and he's nowhere to be seen in the action.
No. So the save streak begins.
Here it is, number 1.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, those kind of saves, perfectly justifiable.
Yeah,
perfectly justifiable. That was the only AK they had on their side. He has 12 HP in about 5 seconds to win out the round. So we'll let that slide. But nonetheless, it's 4 early rounds for GamerLegion here. So they're getting off to a good start. And I will say, I feel like going into Dust 2, I would hold Avangar as a bit of a favorite. So... going to be interesting to see. I feel like GamerLegion need this map to make it to 3, but we saw that's not necessarily always the case, as with Force yesterday.
Well, Adren taking a fight towards mid. Again, it's the 1-for-1 though, as Hampus comes in with the AWP.
Yeah, the Knock and Hampus actually switching it up. Who carries the op in that round? Still going to be the ops staying alive.
Well,
Actually, I might be mistaken, actually, yeah, because it was Existence having the op last round. So he's the one who's picked up an AK, so.
Getting that door blown off early is really changes the way you have to play connector. You know, there's so many other problems that can come from it.
Yeah, there's no sound cue to play off of anymore as well. Avangar, they want to go back towards B, and it's a pretty difficult site to hold with 2 players. We'll see how Aegis and Scream deal with this. Well, that's a good start.
Well, he's got the headshot on the Buster, looking back up towards short, but it's Kickered on the pickup. Scream has to hold the B-bomb site alone, and too much pressure, too many different angles to work with. And Existence coming in with 1 kill, back into the 2v2. Bomb getting planted, Hampus trying to spam on in. He's already got 1 kill on the run, but they'll have to try and get a little bit more here, but Sandy might just take him away. What a shot from Hampus. All onto Jim, the 1v2 clutch, trying to hold on towards the B-bomb site. Behind the pillar, goes to the fight towards short. The shot is connected. 1 more to find. It's Hampus. Op against Op, and Jim, he slithers away back over towards the Monster Tunnel. And Hampus looks to try and jump onto the site. Not a whole lot of time left. He goes close, and it's the shot from Jim. Plays that one perfectly, and that'll be the first on the board for Avangar.
Very well done. I'm curious if Hampus spotted him out. I think that's what led to the flash where he put it down and everything with the initial jump over the boost wall. And James just clearly just being aware of that being a possibility, changing up his position, finding Existence. So very well played from the main opera on the side of Avangar. It's also going to be their first round. It's been an expensive affair, though. You can see repurchasing into 3 MAC-10s. Well, buy on the side of GamerLegion definitely better, and Nock's going to get off to a good start.
That's an excellent start from Nock coming in. Taking away Sanji, and Existence looks to try and follow up, but unable to do so under a lot of pressure there from Adren. It's the MAC-10.
Very aggressive, or basically a solo play. Nock is this, though, there as a late backup. But yeah, that's I mean, it feels like a little bit of a too big of a chance play from Existence there.
Yeah.
Pushing it that aggressively, you have to assume that the T side is going to flash over the corner. So posting yourself up either by restrooms or back at the flower bed, that's more typical. Yeah, you're not going to get as much information, but what are the likelihood of you being able to do something if you're going to push aggressively behind like you did in the previous round with an AWP, right?
Yeah, especially if he gets overwhelmed, there's literally no one there to trade frag.
Yeah, you're just giving away a better weapon. Now, Nock, does he have an inkling? Well, definitely does now.
Well, he knows the bust is there, but just can't quite hit the shot. But Hampus might just get the kill, though. Flanking in behind, that's the bomb, that's the kill. And Hampus, he'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, this is going real bad for Avangar. Just not the right spot at the right time. Hampus is even going to get the drop on kick here. James left alone, 25 seconds, and 4 players to go. He's not going to have the opportunity to run away to try to save either. Nock finds him 2. So that's 3 kills in the op for the young Swede. Showcasing himself early.
And also, GamerLegion, you know, they just lose one, but they stop Avangar from building a string of rounds together, and that's going to be important.
Very much so as well. Just the rebuy on the side of Avangar being so poor, right? 3 MAC-10s. How do you take map control and overpass with that utility? I mean, Adren makes the most of it, I suppose, but that's largely thanks to Existence playing an unnecessarily aggressive position by himself. And they're still not able to get anything for it. Now then, another hero AK out in play. It's going to be a Buster this time.
Well, Flash goes out towards long, but he's not going to peek there. He instead goes towards balloons. And something I'm actually quite disappointed at is they've stopped the contact with the balloons, so you can't jump on top of them anymore.
Yeah, you can't have that little boost that actually allows you to spot out tree towards long.
I always love doing that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good fun. It catches everyone off by surprise as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still like fly. You can still get stopped by the string, can't you?
I don't think so. I think they stopped all of the contact, so you just walk right through it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because the string part did annoy me.
Yeah, that was certainly very annoying.
It could block grenades as well.
Yeah. It's like whatever string they're using, it's heavy duty, but that's going to be a kill from Existence. Kekir able to trade back with a P250, so not too bad. And might just try and recover the bomb, and that's the problem. Nock. Smoke comes in, cannot quite get the shot off, so He will fall back, and Avangar, they recover the bomb, and they still have a good chance of this.
Well, you say that, but they don't have any utility left.
Yeah.
That is a bit of a worry. So they've used their last smoke to get Buster up close here by the flower bed. And they're more or less relying on him having a big impact here, being able to catch someone off guard on the side of GamerLegion. We'll see how close they can actually get, though. They have 2 players moving up towards long.
Well, Hampers does get his head torn off by Adren, and this should not be a run that's going this way. Avangar have AKs, Nock steps up alongside HS, and finally it looks like it's been put to an end. And there it is from HS, 6-1. Although that did get pretty hairy there for GamerLegion.
Yeah, it became a little bit scary, unnecessarily so as well. I think we saw this similar thing happen to Nordovin actually, with when they had a similar setup with an AWP as well. Versus Hellraisers, the fact that the guy who's meant to look out for long gets a little bit carried away as soon as the guy playing corner but from Optimus actually gets any sort of contact. And it's a natural reaction to want to help out your teammates. It's not a bad trait to have by any means, but then obviously the distraction sets up the long kill.
Well, Hampus,
he's the one with the AWP this time.
Ooh!
Okay.
What? That was actually pretty damn close to Adren.
Bullets whizzing past. Not going to net any damage or a kill, though.
I mean, realistically, though, if that, you just kind of do those randomly, you know, everyone does it. But if you're just in the minuscule chance that you actually hit someone, it just feels incredible. Although Existence does take away Adren. And the Vanty's there for the CT side. And oh, Existence so close to falling, but stays alive on 1 HP. He wants to go back. And because of that, Sanji will thank him for it.
Yeah, I'd imagine Existence thought the Molotov was a little bit deeper, so Sanji would have to retreat from the position. That what seemed like it would be the only realistic way of him getting back from that spot. Moving forward into Fountains, very likely for him to get traded. So back into 4v4. No additional damage done either onto the Avangar team, so this is as good of a situation as they've had pretty much all game.
Well, 35 seconds. Bomb making its way back over towards B in the hands of Buster. I've got 2 players over here for the CT side.
They seem to be favoring the B-bomb side in these situations where both players or both teams have lost members.
Oh, that's a good Molotov. Forces Kickert, forces HS into the crosshair of Kickert, and will be the kill coming through. Scream trying to hold on to the bomb site. There's 1, make it 2, and the M4A1S getting it done for Scream. As there's 3 kills collected, looking for the quad kill. Oh, the bullets run out. He pulls out the USP and he finishes off the job. Scream, not easy, but definitely deals with it.
Yeah, how does he stay alive for that long? It's not like he had some crazy maneuvers to kind of stay out of dodge for a long time. He just sat still, didn't get hit.
He's like a turret, just in the same position. Sentry gun.
I would love if I could do that more often. I feel like I would just die after getting the first kill. There you go, though. Still solid job from Scream. Needs to net those bullets and connect them. And he does. So 7-1. And right now, GamerLegion feeling pretty confident. And again, we have one of these weird buys coming in from Avangar.
Yeah, it seems like some of them have kept enough money and the rest haven't.
Yeah. James obviously going to hold on, see if he can get an off.
I guess loss will also have to be a massive factor for the buys.
Yeah, they do have that going for them. That is a guarantee at this stage.
I guess that's the only positive of losing.
Yeah, you don't really get too much else for it. And we'll see what Avangar have in store. The problem for me is that they rarely have any sort of utility to get onto these bomb sites. They're just banking on contact plays like this working out, and they really haven't. Versus, I want to say Heroic in their first matchup on Mirage. They found a lot of successes, honestly, with Kicker having a sole AK, walking up A pit, that kind of a move. But this is just getting shut down left and right. Solid crossfires and solid team play from GamerLegion. Won't sustain any damage whatsoever.
So another 4 in a row for GamerLegion. Avangar, they will get a buy in here. It's going to be AWP for Jim. Mac 10 though for Sanji. And Kicker, he's only got a deagle unless there's a weapon drop for him.
Yeah, and I don't think there is. This is why the buy seems so strange to me.
Yeah. Was it Kicker and Sanji that bought the AKs as well?
Yeah. So and then they're sitting like, okay, great, you have full utility, but you don't have weapons.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one. Jan's going to push up towards short here. Nobody to be found, though, on the side of GamerLegion early on.
Yeah, we've kind of seen this a lot from a lot of different teams now. It's just that sort of fast play towards short, trying to find an opening pick.
Oftentimes they do find, if not a kill, then significant damage onto a CT side player. Seems to be the most efficient way of going about it. They've made it out to Monster, though. Hampus looking from above. Molotov's going to be pretty good there. It's going to force people out into the open, but Aegis not ready for it.
Yeah,
Bomb's going to go down as well.
Hampus the only player getting anything done, but Screamy just jumps right into the action. He wants to try and play for this. Just in behind the boxes, goes over the top, but still spotting no one. The smoke's covering it off, and Jim, he knows that Screamer's around that area. Takes away the kill. Kicker, with spray on the MAC-10, he will fall to Hampus, and there's still a chance here for GamerLegion as they start to come back in towards the bomb site. Defuse coming through, the spray from Buster connecting, and not the kill though. Defuse still coming through, Existed trying to get it, but he will fall. It's all on to Nock, taps the bomb again, bits him into the open, lands the shot, but it's not the kill, and Jim finishes off the job again. And a laboured one, but Avangar will get one on the board.
Yeah, the 2 round wins that Avangar have gotten so far have been messy.
Yeah.
To say the very least. And then we have the updated odds from TT.bet. GamerLegion heavily favored in this one. 1.13 to Avangar's 5.23. And yeah, with how it's been playing out, can't really argue with that. Definitely seeming like the better prepared team on Overpass.
Something that GamerLegion were really solid at is just winning that next round straight after Avangar found their first. So if they can do that again, that spells really bad news for the...
There's one less MAC-10 though, at least.
Yeah. And James got a kill, so that's definitely a good start, and the Dren is already up towards short. This could really work for Avangar if they keep the pressure high on the B-bomb site. HS has got Kicker though, and that's back into a 4v4, so Avangar might just be forced to play a little bit slower.
I'll see if Adren's going to be able to retrieve that AK at the very least. Swap out his MAC-10. Does so indeed. Buster first man out. He's going to get punished by Hampus, but they commit through Monster, and Adren's been able to find Scream, and HS having a bit of a rocky time trying to land his shots.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those really rough situations where he just cannot land the shots needed.
Yep. And bomb still dropped down, though. I'm curious. I'm sure Hampus has seen this as Existed comes in.
Again.
Oh, Sanji just waiting for him at the right time. They don't have bomb, and they're leaving the bomb site. I think Hampus kind of just wants to drop down in here to get confirmation, but he might get picked up from short. Nice adjustment. Bomb's still there.
Well, smoke goes down for Hampus. He looks towards short, but Jim, he just patiently waits for it, and Hampus will fall. So Vanguard get 2 in a row. I really feel, though, if HS had been able to do a better job there, GamerLegion's chances probably will still have been pretty high. So
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty unfortunate.
It's not ideal. I mean, he's been, as you can tell, 12 frags. He's been doing pretty well for himself up to that point. But yeah, it's been true. What you've been saying, it's been a little bit labored at times, getting those kills, but
he's got enough. I mean, obviously, GamerLegion still with a pretty good start. You need to be careful that they don't let it go, though. And that's definitely possible because the Vanguard have got money and GamerLegion not so much in this one.
Deagles all around, except for Hampus. So definitely more of a conservative approach. Ooh, Nock's actually going to win that out. That's a bit of a blunder from Adren. James misses the first shot as well, so now chaos has ensued. They've only been able to pick up a MAC-10, though. Chase off the fountain area. Avangar has been, and they set their eyes towards that B area. And there's only one player on that site as it stands right now. That's Hampus hanging out. Scream is on balcony, just kind of peering into it. I feel like we've seen this so many times. Buster, first man in, kind of drop the smoke. Ooh, all right. Scream finds another connection. Kicker. Target practice not working out. And Buster goes down as well through the smoke.
Oh no, it's under so much pressure. The AWP can't get it done. It's all Kicker. Oh my god, that's a way to deal with it. Nock just runs right into him.
Well then. All right.
I don't know how that happens. GamerLegion literally did not have anything of value apart from Deagles, and they make it happen.
I will say, like, just from a tactical point of view, what Avangar is doing is seeming it's so basic. So they have a majority of pretty much their entire team moving towards Fountain. They don't get the control they need, and it's like, well, guys, guess just A is off off the table completely after 20 seconds into the round, and they just stack up everyone towards B. So the rotations for GamerLegion, because this is something Avangar has been doing from the start, you know, it's very easy to read. You're not expecting a double fake, because Avangar haven't showed it yet. They're not really showing any sort of affinity of trying to regain map control after having lost it either.
Yeah.
They just set their eyes on a bomb site and go there.
And again, you could probably put that to Adren just coming into the roster, but you know, it should be relatively easy to slot Adren into a system that you've already got right.
Exactly, right? This is something that the in-game leader on Avangar's side should be more aware of. It doesn't really matter if you have 3 new players. I mean, even if you're full mix, you can still decide to go back to try to regain map control. The only question is how you go about it, but it doesn't seem like Avangar have a plan for doing so. Usually we'll see a lot of smokes on the T side being set up early from the staircase, right?
Yeah.
And T-spawn, you're setting up for restroom smokes and all that kind of stuff, and a pop flash over the underpass entrance. And none of that really coming out from Avangar. They have gained some space here over towards Long Knock. With a shallow angle, he might actually just get caught out timing-wise. Cluster, yeah, we'll find him. So that creates a bit of a, well, unstable... Bit of an unstable platform on the side of GamerLegion. Existence has gotten so aggressive, though, so he has an idea that it's got to be towards B, and it will be. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great timing. Hampus will take away kicker, looks for another, and he gets it. I think Avangar's chances have just been faltered.
Oh, is James going to run into Existence?
Of course he is. Existence has done that 3 times.
Yeah.
It's worked twice, so certainly successful.
It seems like Avangar just thought they had map control with Buster being the sole player out along. And that, again, that was all they did to maintain it. And Existence constantly abusing it. And he's getting quite a few easy rounds here off the back of it. And if he's not getting multi-kills, he's getting a ton of information and that single kill that sets everything off the track for Avangar. And that's a big one as well. So what was looking like Avangar might had a bit of a chance to fight back into this. Instead, we're going to have the turnaround 2 rounds in a row for GamerLegion and 10 on the board. They have to be feeling pretty good about themselves. Look at this buy coming in as well.
It's never really been great. I think they've had like 1 buy this entire half that's been solid.
Proper, yeah.
Yeah, if even.
Like, what's the idea here? Deagle and some utility, 2 AKs.
It's definitely strange.
A Glock on Sandy. I'm assuming Sandy's going to drop an op for Jam next round, but this feels just so hopeful.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Hail Mary, but it's like, we'll just see what we can get done.
It's a Hail Mary, but it's like if I'm the quarterback of your team and I'm trying to throw like a 70-yard
the entire
pass.
pitch.
Exactly. For those who don't know, I don't play American football, so that's not going to go well.
Yeah, exactly. My arm would probably just come off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, GamerLegion, they're going to be happy about this and how this is panning out. Hampus going to get arrested through underpass as well. So he's going to get a lot of information as soon as there's any sort of movement from Avangar. It's not going to be Existence aggro towards Fountain this time around, but pretty much the same result. Now we'll see, though. Knock in a pretty isolated position here in restrooms.
Ooh.
Spots out, James doesn't go for the shot. Does the smart choice as well, falling back. He knows he's pretty much alone, so if he goes down there, you give away an op.
Yeah, kind of like what Existence did earlier. Instead of having to fall, he had no way to fall back.
Yeah, all the timing from kicker. Hampus probably being a little bit worried about the potential drop down from underpass there. Coming down the stairs to sandwich him. Ends up being the end of him, but they've also made a rotation over towards B here. Not smoked out.
Well.
Oh, it's just going to get the bomb denial here. Is that what he's going for? Ooh, Scream definitely should have been able to do something about that. But there's the bomb denial. 10 seconds left. And Sanji with that Glock is not going to do a whole lot. James, last man into the site. Finds 2. Knock left alone, but time is going to run out. He's even going to die. It actually dies after time runs out.
Yeah, Vanguard just looks so lost.
I don't know why James is meant to go in pretty much when the round is over with an AK either.
I think he was just sent in. He's like, I can win this.
Yeah.
That's one of the times where we wouldn't mind Jim saving.
Yeah, I would just like to have him be a part of the round initially as well, right? Does a good job to pick up 2 kills, but they don't really matter because this doesn't give them a chance to win the round.
This has just been an absolute masterclass, though, for GamerLegion got up against the Vanguard. It hasn't really been tested. There has been a few mistakes, but they've just been very well placed in their aggression, and it's kind of caught Avangar off guard pretty much every time.
Yeah, that's the surprising part, right? The fact that they've been so successful with it. You talked about having smart aggression. It's definitely something that's possible in Overpass, but it doesn't necessarily have this kind of success rate.
Yeah.
As good of a job as GamerLegion are doing with it, you don't expect it to bear these kind of fruits. Still, even with Existence going down early in Underpass, it is 2 players over towards that A bomb site. We'll see if Knock can find anything. Classic 2-man setup here for GamerLegion inside of restrooms. Oh, that's an uncanny miss from Knock. He's been playing pretty solidly so far, and Sanji's going to be the one to dominate with the op so far.
Yeah, knew straight away what kind of setup is going on in the toilets there. And deals with it very well indeed. So Avangar might just pull themselves 4 rounds on the board at the half, and that would be quite incredible because obviously it could have been much, much worse. Unless HS and Scream have an incredible attempt back into the bomb site. HS can't quite get that done, so it's all on the Scream. M4A1S against 5. And
he's gotten 1 ace to his name so far this tournament.
He has. A little bit easier, I would have to say.
What, wasn't it a 1v4?
No, it was a 1v2.
No, actually, no.
That
It was config.
yeah.
I had the 1v4. That's true.
Scream did get the ace, but it was a 1v2 clutch, so this one a little bit harder to do.
But it doesn't build confidence, really. Even though Avangar get a 4th round on the board, it's just very wishy-washy. Like, there's nothing you can build off of what you saw on their T side so far.
Yeah, if you take a look at the sort of the round count as well, you can just see how sporadic they were won as well. There was never a string of rounds put together.
No, just randomly here and there. Yeah, Sanji expecting the push coming out there after seeing the gun tip. Very well done.
Well,
that was pretty much the highlight of the entire T side from from Avangar. And the odds from GGBet, they do reflect that as well. 1.07 for GamerLegion, 7.15 for Avangar.
Every single player on the pistol round has Kevlar, so no utility is going to be available. I mean, they have a decoy, but other than that, there's it's all Kevlar, so it's all going to be headshots here.
Yeah.
GamerLegion looking to try and get up to 12 and try and extend upon their lead. They'd love to have a very convincing win here in Overpass. Just get it onto Dust 2, feel confident moving into your opponent's map pick, and that's a good start for Hampers. Headshot coming in onto Buster, and the rest of the cavalry charging on in through Long, and Existence has got himself the headshot onto James. So things are not looking too great here for Avangar. It's got to be a big step up from Adren.
Can't find the first one. Is expecting Existence to push aggressively. Not going to win out the duel, though. In-game leader of GamerLegion, leading by example. There we go. Nice pinch onto Sanji from Scream and Hampus. Kicker left alone. 1v5. No kit, no nothing. So yeah, GamerLegion going to get off to a perfect start. That's 2 for 2 in pistol rounds in this game.
And we've seen what happened at the start of the last half. You know, they got off to a very hot start, so they can't really let that happen.
Well, they really can't.
Existence has been playing very well on an individual level on Overpass. Like you said, Overpass seems to be the map for him.
Seems to suit him pretty nicely, and you can see how much of a disruptance he was to the T side of Avangar early on. Again, just see the aggressive pushes, not running into resistance, which is partly off of him playing the situations correctly, but obviously Avangar having some pretty severe lacks in terms of how they went about getting map control. It's going to net you a pretty big swing in things. We'll see, though. Avangar, they've decided to force into it. It's going to be 4 Deagles and a scout onto James, as well as Kevlar, and 5 smokes. They've stacked everyone up towards this B bomb set. And we'll see if GamerLegion, they haven't really actually fought for map control at all here. They might just be running into the worst trap they possibly could have gotten into. Just tapping away, hoping to find something. Instead, it's going to be HS finding Buster through a smoke.
That's certainly a way to deal with it, HS. Just sort of run, spam away with Mactan, and he does get 1 kill for it, but Adren has stepped in with a deagle. At this point, GamerLegion, they're fully committed to B still.
Yeah, and they're taking a lot of damage. Knock, HS, low HP, just need 1 bullet.
The smokes are causing so many problems. Avangar is just playing with him. Another kill coming in from Kicker. HS can't get it done. And it feels like GamerLegion were just trying to wait out the storm, trying to wait for the smokes to fade, and then they take the kills. But it just doesn't work that way. And they end up losing so many players. It's into 2v4. Existence dropped low by the scout, trying to take the kill, but he eventually will fall. It's all on the Scream. A 1v4 needs to happen here.
Well, There's none of the bullets connecting for anyone on the side of GamerLegion. That was, well, poor on an individual level, poor on a strategical level from GamerLegion. Talked about how Avangar just kind of ran straight into bomb sets without having any clue as to what's going on the map. GamerLegion fall for the same mistake. And one thing that has me a little bit worried for GamerLegion's T side here is the fact that versus Optic yesterday, they, well, 2 days ago actually, they looked far too one-dimensional. They had one set idea in their mind, and if that didn't come through, then, well, they might as well just, you know, give up on the round. And that seemed very much like it. After running into the initial resistance on the B bomb site, they don't go back to get any sort of map control. They don't do anything at all to be proactive about their situation. Also considering the fact that you have weapons, why not just do what Liquid do, for example? Send a majority of your team out towards long. You have the range for days. This is something you can work with. It makes your life easier, and you get pretty much free map control. Existence, real quick up long here. It's going to get chased away by AKs and Molotovs.
Yeah, and Avangar know there's 2 players there now as well. There's no way Existence could have got that far back that quickly, so should have an inkling there's multiple players towards the long position. Also, multiple players inside the toilets, but GamerLegion...
Quite the rotation, though, if you look at it.
Yeah, they feel confident there's going to be an A hit here.
Yeah. Well, that might be right as well. Hempus goes down to a Dread. Yeah, no change in ID from GamerLegion. And, I mean, they don't actually have any utility to move forward with here, so they kind of have to hope for just a random pickoff. Instead, it's going to be a Gen to follow up on the first frag.
Well, Kicker just biding his time, waiting for the runs to come towards him, and they will come towards him. He'll take the headshot as well into Existence, goes back for more, and relatively easy there from Kicker. That's all on knock inside of middle with the Deagle. Can he find anything? 14 seconds. Just a couple of kills is all that he would want, and we'll get one of them onto Kicker. Goes back in and looks for another on the site, close to getting it onto Jim, but fortunately for Jim, he'll stay alive at 15 HP, so 12-6, halfway there.
Honestly, probably better if you're knocked to die in that situation. You don't want to survive a force by eco like that. But yep, into the next round gun, it's going to be another eco from GamerLegion. But what you guys at home can do, as we're waiting for the weapon rounds to get into the action, is head over to csgo.net and use code Chicago to get 30% more of your balance on your deposit, and also the chance at winning some cool skins. There you go. Predominantly.
Absolutely destroyed GamerLegion there.
I really could. Instead, it's going to be the MP9. They do it initially, Chain with a smart positioning behind the smoke. And a bit of a massacre here.
Yeah, well, Hampus is trying his best, but Chain will eventually find him. 12-7. It has been 3 in a row for Avangar, so definitely looking a little better here on the second half.
Now I think hopefully we're going to see if this is going to be, I guess, an equally bad T set to what Avangar had from GamerLegion.
Yeah.
They don't have the most utility in the world, but again, if they show that they're able to swap between back and forth sites and do that mid-round, then I think we're on the right track. But we'll see. They're going to have to go up against the op of Jame at least.
Yeah, definitely cannot afford to be sort of linear in their approaches to runs. They only have 4 to find here on the T side, so on paper it should not be that difficult, but it's easier said than done. We've seen Avangar have a pretty poor T side themselves, so definitely possible.
Already early bolstering towards that A bomb site from Avangar.
Using up utility here on the CT side, just trying to hold him off, but it's Adrian with a nice headshot. That's the bomb as well, so Scream has been dropped.
See, though, if GamerLegion can climb their way back from this one. Smoke's going to go down at the front of the site. Still, though, pretty significant gap for Jame to work with, and he's going to find a second.
Looks back towards long, and there is a player there, but Hampus is currently clearing the B bomb site. He's on the bomb site itself, so if they can rotate back quick enough, but Nok has taken the headshot onto Kicker. Hampus just trying to lock down the bomb site itself, but they've got to run away. They've got to recover the bomb as well. You have to remember, Scream got dropped, and so the bomb is on the floor. And Buster, he's holding off the connector rotation. He could be the man that just ends this all.
They have to assume that somebody from B has rotated either into water or something to that effect, but they might just be waiting for Hampus to get all the way around here. But Buster, that's a dagger in the back. Hampus still active, still unnoticed. See how many he can find off of this.
Oh, well played by Hampus. 2 kills collected, looking for a third as well, and he's managed to make it happen. It's into the 1v1. Buster, he's down inside the middle. Hampus will get the bomb planted.
Will he, though? Yes, just as. We've had some fairly close bomb plants here, and 1v1 ensues.
Just right down to the final second. Buster making his way back in through middle. Hampus has got a great position inside of the bank as well.
Oh, this is planted perfectly for him. Oh, nice adjustment from Hampus as well, and what a hero. I mean,
that was such a play.
I guess we don't really get the answer to see whether or not GamerLegion's T side is going to work out. What we do get get to witness is Avangar's pretty significant over rotation, and also the heads-up play from Hampus here.
That was so well played.
That was brilliant. I just couldn't have done it better, really.
The fact that they line up for him as well. Oh, that is just so well played by Hampus. That gives them the 13th. And I mean, it doesn't really have to be such a great sort of T side.
No.
Just have an individual that's great.
That is very true. Right now, again, still in the favor of GamerLegion. The updated odds from GG.bet, 1.19 on GamerLegion to win the map. And it is their map pick after all. So Buster out with the secondary op. This is really scraping the bottom of the barrel for Avangar, though, so they're in dangerous territory here. Even if they were to win a round, if they win with 2 players surviving or something to that effect, it could be just a little bit too much to deal with. Oh, that's a bad miss.
Super bad miss from Buster. At least the Dren does get the kill into existence, and the rest of GamerLegion trying to come on in towards the B-bomb site. Nok has got the barrel aimed on, but the shot goes to the legs. Buster able to pick that up, and it's looking really solid here for Avangar. No answer just yet from GamerLegion.
Busters, though, after missing that first one, starting to connect. This has been such a staggered push from GamerLegion. Not impressive at all.
No. They've done that twice now, where they've tried to just walk into B and it's just never...
And then they stop as well.
Yeah, the rotation comes in and they're just kind of like, oh no.
It's like, oh, it's happened again.
Yeah, we can't really go anywhere else.
What is...
And Scream has had such a quiet game. You have to remember how impactful this player was. You know, Scream
had
was...
a 4K as well, right? Like, that was the only round on the CT side where he really did anything.
Yeah.
And where he kind of sat there as a turret, and you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, maybe, you know, this is the start of something good.
He hasn't done anything since, so not a great sign. Especially on Dust 2, Scream is one of the players you would be looking to on that second map to really have a lot of impact.
For sure. Now, as it stands, though, they need to fight their way back. It's going to be an eco. Another passive setup. Nobody from Avangar standing in these kind of halfway positions where they could get caught out. So at least they have that going for them. They got the bait switch set up over towards long as well. James to take the first bullet. Kicker to jump into action afterwards. And you have a Dren just jump spotting for information down towards Banana.
Well, Sanji up towards short. Just trying to play the angle, make sure he's sort of the gatekeeper there. And there's the pick on the Scream. The door towards Connection swings wide open. Sanji realizes he can take the fight. Scream finished off. And that'll be the man advantage available for Vanguard. They might just get another one here because Buster playing so aggressively, having an advanced stance towards the monster position. He will not hit the shot, have to fall back inside the bomb side, but he's got Sanji to back him up. And here comes the rest of the troops from GamerLegion trying to get it done inside the bomb side, but Sanji's doing a good job at holding from the barrels. Another kill coming in. He's just hiding. This is well played from him.
Nobody's connecting a single shot.
He just ducks his head away. He's like, Adren, come help me.
Yeah, it's like, please. Now. GamerLegion, man. It worries me, though, because this is a similar trend to what we saw on the T side from GamerLegion on Mirage as well, which makes me believe that there is basically a more overarching issue with what they're doing.
Yeah, and the strangest thing as well is okay, you could understand if they don't have an in-game leader, but they have Existence.
Yeah. So the question is then if it's Existence not having the right ideas or the right setups or the correct game plan, or if it's the players that are, I guess, just not following through on it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it is 100% better to follow through on a bad idea than it is to not follow through on a good one.
Yeah, or taking Existence idea and kind of putting your own twist on it. And I think having two in-game leaders in one team, like Hampus, obviously, if he starts to
starts coming in with his own ideas, it becomes a real mess.
Too many kooks.
I mean, that's why you've seen the downfall of so many good teams. That's obviously what's been happening in certain teams. I mean, TSM is a famous example of that, right?
Too many kooks spoil the dish, and it won't be Kicker. Take it away at chess. Existence coming in with a headshot. And Buster cannot quite connect, so it's still a 4v4.
Bomb's going to go down. Adrena has found Scream, though, but is quickly traded. He got in the favorable bomb plan here as well.
It was good that he got that trade very quickly indeed, otherwise it probably would have spiraled out of control. So at this point, Avangar just trying to source their way back into it. The smoke's up, and GamerLegion having a very aggressive stance, not going back into the post plants, just wanting to take the fights in this gym. He'll take that kill. Knock, I believe he spotted another player. He knows exactly where they are and has Hampus to try and back him up. Knock will fall, though. It's all on Hampus to save GamerLegion yet again.
See, smoke comes down. Buster connects the tough shot, but it's not going to be enough time. Oh, barely is. Well then, Avangar lived through the fear of that round. And I'm not sure who set up for the aggressive flash there on the side of GamerLegion, but it didn't do anything for anyone who's holding towards bank. Jame had no problem dealing with Existence. And then Knock gets put into a really awkward situation. He does the right thing to get the trade, but then he's just stuck on the bomb site. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. And man, this is starting to look a little bit dangerous for GamerLegion. Their T side has been about as impressive as Avangar's.
Yeah, it's not been great. And they've gone for the hero AK setup here, a little bit of utility to Eagles, but Hampus tries to charge up short, but this time, I guess it's the fight fire with fire mentality from Buster.
Buster's been, well, he had a really quiet first half, I guess start to the second half as well, but once he got the AWP in his hand, he's been able to have a lot of impact. Even with a couple of initial missed shots. Knock does not get the drop on here. But Jame, though, has been tagged down pretty heavily.
Well, Jame just still sitting back. The AWP scoped in towards toilets, and there's the peek. I actually thought that was a shoulder peek from Scream, but Jame able to react quick enough to collect the kill. And his Existence knocking HS. Just floundering at this point, just desperately trying to find something.
Flashes come in. Nobody dies. Finally, Nox able to find something. Finds two, actually, at that. But Kicker quick to return as well. Still 30 seconds on the board, but Existence going up against 3. In a perfect world, he could find Jame potentially here on 9 HP.
I mean, he actually had a decent chance there to take away Kicker, because the timing worked out that Kicker was reloading his weapon, but he got behind the truck fast enough, and Existence is it's just horrible.
He needs to make sure he dies.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those horrible situations, like, I need to die, and I also kind of want to get a kill.
Yeah. You know how much it means to get a kill, because you could tell how many rounds, right? There's a total of 2 rounds for GamerLegion on this T side. They've been spread apart as well. So you'd think to yourself, like, okay, the economy on the side of Avangar should be pretty decent, but it's not really that exceptional. Sanji's down to $600, right? Jame and Buster, they're rocking double off, so the second day they die, if they want to roll back into that, that's going to remove a majority of their bank. So, it could easily swing, but right now they're holding steady in GamerLegion. It seems like they've kind of ran out of ideas. I mean, we haven't really seen too many ideas just from the get-go, but it's been very flat, to say the least. And even when they get into buys like this, they don't have full utility, right? Like this time it's Knock who's, well, he started off with a smoke, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, the only rounds they've won on the T side is a pistol and a 4K from Hampus.
Yeah, the flank round.
So they haven't really done anything on the T side.
Yeah, and that's pretty, I guess, pretty similar to what we saw out of Avangar. James going to find the pick onto Hampus early on. Thought about going aggressive again, but with 16 HP, probably better to hang back there for a while.
Well, they're pretty good here at Avangar, taking that early kill, just sort of keeping it, not giving it away. And GamerLegion will desperately look for that true HS, actually close to the bomb side, but it's a Dren who's picked that up. Kicker comes in through the smoke, lines up multiple players. He's looking for his triple kill, as Existence has somehow got through the smoke, but he's 23 HP.
Yeah, and he's going to get sandwiched from every angle, pretty much. If he can make it into bank, he might stand a chance of finding one kill here, but... Oh, Jame actually misses that shot. All right, but Buster's there to cover his mistake.
Double up setup, you know, right beside each other.
Oh, yeah. Classic angle. Well, then. GamerLegion have managed to drop the ball, and GGBet, well, they're realizing that as well. Odds been shifting pretty significantly. GamerLegion having been favored for the majority of this map. Now, 1.42 in favor of Avangar picking up Overpass. 2.69 for GamerLegion. And, yeah, I mean, if you haven't this atrocious of a T side, you can't really argue with it. It's going to be a half buy with a lot of utility. This is probably about the same amount of utility we've seen out of the best kind of buy rounds from GamerLegion. So maybe they have something saved. Maybe they have an ace up their sleeve. Right now, they're just getting destroyed early on. They haven't. I can't remember the last time we saw them find an opening pick even.
Yeah, it's been Avangar dominating the opening engagements as well. Like I said, you know, keeping that kill as well for Avangar. They're not getting traded very efficiently by GamerLegion. So it's definitely not been good, and it's a bad sign that this is their pick. This is the map they're meant to be well-versed on. It's the map they should have practice on their T side, have some ideas to go to, but their strat book just seems non-existent.
Maybe
No
they
pun intended.
Maybe they lost the strat book right before the game started. You never know. Jame, okay, yeah, that's it's not the miss you want. Definitely the connection you want from HS, though.
Oh, another one coming in as well. So they've got the opening kills, and Scream's followed up. But Kicker, Mr. Consistent from this position, he's definitely done some damage from it. Can he stay alive and get any more done? Indeed he can. Right back into it. But HS looking for some more. Gets a kill on the CZ, but again, well recovered. Kicker, the savior for Avangar there.
But we've seen Hampus in this position. Now he only has to find 2, not 4.
Yeah. Problem is he's got a deagle at 36 HP.
Yeah. It's still not ideal. And you would imagine that this scarred, yeah, that's unfortunate timing, but you could tell Avangar was starting to realize, like, well, hey, we've been in this situation before. When Hampus goes missing, check your backs. Back to 13-13. I definitely didn't expect this to be the case. The first half was just so dominant, but GamerLegion, impressively enough, following that up with a pretty atrocious T-side of their own. Because you can't really say, I mean, you want to try to be positive about the CT sides from both teams, but it's off the back of just very poorly executed T sides from both Avangar and GamerLegion.
It's like, who can have the worst T side? That's really the competition here.
It does really feel that way. James going to find the first pick once again.
Yeah, right back into normality. Avangar finding that opening pick, and this might just be the round that puts them into the lead. Sanchi holding off towards Monster. This position usually is pretty successful, but unable to pick up the kills. The Scream will trib. Buster right in towards water. Kills back through for Avangar.
Now the big question is if they're going to be patient enough to allow for Hampus to create some chaos over towards A. Might be the winning factor, because just from an execute point of view, a strategical point of view on the side of GamerLegion, they haven't really showed anything that would allow you to believe that this this could work out. So it has to be just off a bit of a fluke, off of an individual on the side of GamerLegion doing hot for themselves. Shadow is going to spot him out, and he doesn't actually get the drop on the Dren. Puts him down to 13 HP, but what you really needed there was a kill. Control over the bomb side and also a rotation. It has created some space for Scream, though. So you see him moving out towards Monster on the radar. There you have it. He's not going to check sandbags, though. Oh, okay, Hampus.
Yeah, Hampus has certainly been like the only player on the T side that looks like they're capable of doing anything.
So this might be a complete disaster, because Buster's still alive. Scream figures he's cleared out most of it.
Yeah, that's a big problem. If he gets one kill here, it might just scare everyone.
Oh, the Molotov, though.
Oh, no. Doesn't extend to him
But
just
it's
yet.
actually knock, yeah, to find, well, to go down. So Hampus once again coming in for the rescue, but it's 1 second left, and drop the ball.
There was so much potential in that, but just so slow. at reacting.
Yeah, just
Scream's just moving through B.
he moved through B, and I mean, okay, if you're not gonna check short, that's perfectly fine. But you'd expect him to continue on with the aggression over towards A,
Yeah.
similar to what Hampus has done.
He kind of moved like 10 meters and just give
And
no
just sat
info.
there. So the entire bomb site is still not safe for anyone to move into, as we obviously saw. Now it gets picked up from higher by Kickert when the rotation has come in. So he doesn't really do anything. He gives him a false sense of hope that the bomb site has been cleared, it's open, it's safe for you to come and plant. And there were potential 2 death traps there. I mean, they kind of deal with Buster, I guess, in a sense, because they do throw out the Molotovs, but it's just a very weak T side from GamerLegion, and you wouldn't expect it. At least not this bad. It would have been cool if they had the IDs at least to showcase that they've have a certain understanding of what they want to do, but that doesn't really seem to be the case either.
And the thing is, we're going into the second map, it'll be Dust 2. That's where I feel like, even with Avangar being a newer team, won't need that a whole lot of preparation. And it is a map they've been good with their old roster as well, so I feel like that's where they're going to be able to slot Adren in just very easily. And it's kind of scary for GamerLegion.
Well, that is a map where you don't necessarily need the crazy amount of structure to really work things out, right? Just Adren, go out, be yourself, just shoot
do what
people,
you want to do.
Yeah, and that's actually going to net you something. Not really the same case here on Overpass. Well, you could try it, but it's going to be a lot harder. Hampus goes down, again, completely alone, but Existence is going to win out the duel versus James. So now, rotation is a little bit late for once on the side of Avangar. Kicker, though, making it there in time to get some balance restored. Oh, HS will find Adren. They know that Kicker's somewhere on the site. They should, at least.
Ooh. Well, he's just, that's just like daylight robbery right there from Kicker. Just jumps through the smoke, takes the kill, and walks back away with it.
Yeah, and Scream just so far removed from the action and not really doing much. It's a 1v2, so there is a chance. He does have a weapon now, and on the second he picks that up, Kicker's there to remove him. Map point for Avangar. I did not see this coming, but here we are. They fought their way back on the CT side. GamerLegion just not leaving a good mark on the start of this best of 3.
Yeah, GamerLegion are a team that kind of are massively up and down. Like, they can have amazing performances, like we've seen at the Mosh, where they made it to the final, they beat Furia, and they can just have these online games where they just look terrible. And it's so strange to see.
This has not been impressive in the slightest.
But then I wouldn't even be surprised if they just turned it around completely on Dust 2. That's the crazy thing with this team. So unpredictable. At least for Avangar, we can't really predict what's going to happen due to them just being sort of a new roster and have been up and down lately themselves. So Buster again. Pick comes in towards water. Sanji is going to be finished off by Screaming. The rest of the GamerLegion troops coming on through towards the B bomb site, where Buster will take away HS. He'll look for another one as well, but Scream, he's desperately looking for a kill, just waiting for it. But Buster takes away Hampus, and Scream's just still waiting for this.
Just sitting there, doing nothing, and then he dies. Existence has to win a 1v4 to do this, and it's not looking very likely. Again, Buster's still hanging out. Okay, Jen's gonna adjust to find the last kill. 16-13, Avangar turning that entirely around. You can see how much of a one-sided map this was for both teams, really, on their CT sides, but man, it's been a while since we've seen T sides that lackluster from 2 sides in one game.
Especially since, you know, they have 2 in-game leaders. You should expect it, especially on a map where you've picked, you have to expect a better T side there from GamerLegion. And Avangar, a little bit more leeway maybe we can give to them, but again, just not a great T side. It's kind of difficult to win rounds when you're not good at all.
And then when you don't have the individuals following up on it either, right? You might have the benefit of, okay, maybe we weren't that sound strategically, but you got players hitting their shots, winning their duels, and that brings you forward. That wasn't really the case. As you said, Hampus seemed like the only one who really came alive on the T side, and he had one out of the 2 rounds secured for GamerLegion. Outside of that, just super flat, and if they don't make changes going into Dust 2, it's going to be, a bad time.
Exactly. Dust 2 is going to be a map where we're looking at the duels. We need the individuals to step up here in GamerLegion. It is their opponent's map pick. Avangar currently up 1-0 in the series. Join us after the break for Dust 2.